Hey, mathematicians, let's do our homework with actual audio so that you can actually hear me explain the homework to you. I have played around with my audio settings a lot and I figured out the issue, so hopefully everything works now. Okay, we only have one page. It's only a front page homework. It has 3 word problems, so let's read those really closely, and then I'm going to let you kind of do most of the basic skills on your own. All right, Ollie wants a new special edition building set that costs, holy cow, $1,200. He begs his mom, please, Mom, can I have it? And she agrees to buy it for him today, but he has to pay her back over time. So this is kind of like a loan, although loans are not really something you do within your family. It's an unofficial loan. She is paying up front, and he's going to pay her back as he gets the money. He agrees to pay her back $30 each month. How many months will it take him? We're going to write an integer that describes this situation, that describes, are we talking about dollars, are we talking about months? Hint, when it says how many, and then it says months, how many months, that means our answer is going to be an integer, and then we're going to write the units months. So the $1,200 is not positive because that's money that he owes. He owes his mom $1,200, and he's going to pay her back $30 each month, every month, until it's paid back. So we're going to divide that money equally into groups of $30. $30 this month, $30 the next month, $30 the month after that, and the month after that. And so basically what division is we're counting how many 30s is it going to take us to get to 1,200. And for right now, I'm just ignoring the fact that it's negative. I'm just dealing with 30 and 1,200. I'll think about negatives at the end. So if you wanted to skip count by 30s, it's like skip counting by 3s. 30, 60, 90. Well, next it would be 3, 6, 9, 12. We don't say 12D. We would say 1,200 or 1,200. Okay. So 30, 60, 90, 12D. Okay, I see something's happening here. Okay, that looks like what I'm after, but 10 times greater. So I'm going to take a bet. I bet you that if this is 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, my answer is probably going to be 40. But let's prove it. I'm going to drop my negative sign for right now. I'm going to put my first number, not because it's bigger, but because it's first, into the house, and my 30 goes outside. If I have $1, you cannot buy something for $30. So that's a no. You get 0 cool building sets. If you have $12, you cannot buy anything for $30. Oh, that's a no as well. If you have $120, you can buy 4 of these cool building sets. Whoa, 4, not 3. 4, and you've spent all $120. You break down that 0. If you have $0, you can buy 0 groups of 30. And I was right. It is 40, but 40 what? 40 months. Can you have a negative 40 months? No, we're not going back in time. So that tells me that if I know logistically, like not logistically, realistically, that my answer should be positive, then something is missing in my question. I know that this is a negative, and maybe I missed this part. If he agrees to pay her back, he is not getting paid $30. He's actually going to pay her, give away his $30 every time. So that 30 should also be negative. Let's see who lasted this whole problem or who just copied down the beginning. I'm looking for that negative sign on the 30. Because yes, your answer should be a positive 40 months because these 2 negative signs make a positive answer. All right, next problem. Bob's grandpa is sick. Oh no. And he's lost a lot of weight. That happens when you get sick and you don't want to eat. Now that he has recovered, phew, he's better. He is trying to regain the weight that he's lost. He needs to gain 30 pounds. Now, we're talking about safely gaining that weight because you don't want to just like sit there and eat all the food you can because that's not a healthy way to gain weight. He's doing it over time. 3 pounds per week. Per tells me that I'm not going to be adding or subtracting here. 3 pounds per week. until we get to 30 pounds. You could phrase this as a multiplication problem. 3 times how many weeks equals 3 pounds. LBS is what we write for pounds. Why? It doesn't have P. It's because in Spanish, libras is pounds, and that's spelled with an L, a B, and an S. So that's what we use as our abbreviation for pounds. 3 pounds every week until you hit 30 pounds. I bet if I set it up like this, you can figure out what that mystery number is. I bet if I set it up like this, you could tell me what A is. It's the same as what the question mark was. You just solved algebra. But technically this is a division problem, so you could also write it as 30 pounds split up into 3-pound chunks. How many weeks, how many chunks is that going to be? You'll get the same answer. It's just setting it up in a different way. So your answer should be 10 weeks. It's going to take him 10 weeks to gain back all that weight safely. Probably didn't take him 10 weeks to lose it, though, because when you're sick, you drop your weight pretty fast. Last word problem. Angelica spends, that's a negative, $5 per day at a coffee shop on her way to school. This seems more realistic than our problem where you buy a drink at a coffee shop for $3 yesterday. I did not believe that. If she went to the coffee shop 100 times this year, what integer represents the change in her bank account? Well, her bank account did not grow. Nobody's paying her to drink these coffees. She is paying, so her bank account is shrinking. It's getting more and more negative. We're going to take out 5 coffees a day for 100 days. She has spent $500 on coffee. Seems about right. For this one, I will just I will just remind you to watch out for your signs. So if you have 2 negative signs, your answer is going to be a positive. If you have 1 negative and 1 positive, your answer is going to be a negative. And that does not matter to me if the first one is negative or the second one is negative. If the 2 parts of your division problem have the same signs, your quotient is positive. If they have different signs, your quotient is negative. And I'm saying the word quotient because you need to know that word because it might appear at some point in the next 2 days, and I won't tell you what it is, and you need to know it's the answer to a division problem. All right, we're done, and hopefully you were able to hear the audio all the way through.